everybody? Ed Jr. back at the garage, GasAlley garage, still on the bed of this truck. Been going around doing rust repair and finishing up some Bondo work, fixing little dents here and there and shit like that. Today I'm going to do some rust patching. Like I said, on the other side of the bed, right there where the lip is there in the wheel well, it was a little piece of it was rusted off. And I also had to come up under the fender, I don't know, maybe a 1/4 inch or something like that, just to do away with some rot there. And I got it done. So now I'm on the other side doing the worst part of the rust. Let's see if I got enough light down here. I went ahead and I left the lip. I'm going to replace it, but I left it there in the meantime until I get the other piece in. Here's where I've got it cut out. And I'm probably going to have to add to that right there. Get the camera straight. Are you fucking kidding me? This damn thing, I've used it 2 days and it's already fucking stopped working. They're gonna charge the battery up on it. The way I'll do is I'll just go around and I'll tack it on one edge. Say I'll tack it over here in this corner right here. Not a big tack, but you know, enough to make it stick. Then you can move it around, adjust it to where you want it. And then you like put another tack down here. Go over there and put a tack on this side here. And so on. Alright, I think this is ready to be tacked in. I'm going to set that like right there. Try to hold it here. See, I got a little bit too much bend in that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tack it right there. I'm going to get this to where it bends right here. We've got the bend in, and I'm going to get it flush. I'll put a tack right there, and then that way it'll hold it in place while I bend down on this and get this working. Usually the best way I like to do that, use a screwdriver. I'll show you from the inside here. Screwdriver too long. Use a screwdriver. Halfway on, halfway off, and you can push your metal up against it and put a tack on it, and you know that it's flush with the other piece. Looks good. And that's not. Cut that one back out because I didn't have it where I needed it. Happens sometimes, it's okay. It happens sometimes. Sometimes you don't even have to cut them all the way off. You just get them down, cut them down so far, and then you can. Alright, let me hold that right there. Alright, that's good. Still got a little bit too much bend right there, so I'm gonna pull up on it some more and get down here right to the edge of it to where it starts to flatten out. Alright, yeah, that works. Let's see. Check my settings on my welder, man. Sketched out a piece for the lip here, and I went ahead and I took some pliers and I kind of dipped over the edge because you got that rounded edge there. And so the way I'm going to smooth that out is I'm going to take a dolly, something like this one, attach it to my vise, and I can go around and I can smooth the edges all out and round them over at the same time. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this piece out and take it up here with me. That way I can work on getting the exact shape that I want. And of course I'll wind up trimming all that off and stuff once I get all this all rounded out on there like it's supposed to be. And we'll come back and we'll tack it to the other piece. good. Alright guys, I've got it cut, shaped out, and tacked on here. Make the camera out here and show you what's up. I've got a little bit of a gaff right here, which ain't no big deal. I use some filler rod to fill that in. But as you can see here, I've got the roundness and everything that I wanted. I still got to do a little bit of shaping up here. See, the best way to do that is get it, the way I do it is I get it shaped to as best I can, and then bring it over and I'll tack it onto the body, and whatever tweaks that need to be done, I'll do them right there. See, like this is kind of pushed in. I need to bend it out a little bit and get the shape of the fender right here. And this needs to be knocked in here a little bit. But see, I can do that now. I'll go along and I'll just tack it in certain spots, shape the spot that I'm working on, tack it up, and then move on to the next spot. So Okay guys, a few days later, actually it's more like a week later, I finally got this tacked in there good enough for right now. I'm gonna go back over it later and finish it up. Right now I'm gonna get back to this front of this bed here. I've been working on it a little bit, hammering and dialing in some of these dents, maybe hoping that's gonna pull the damn thing back straight for me. I don't know if I showed this to you before, but in the last video I made, you could see there was a really wide turn there in the road, as I call it. But it has drawed in a lot so far. I tried taking some square tubing and welding it one on each side and clamped it. I did have it clamped up, and every time I'd go hit it with a hammer, it'd fucking fall off. So then I tried to weld it, and evidently this stuff here is a little too thick for my welder because it does not want to stick. It just sparks and spits, and it's not, you know, penetrating good. So I take that my welder's not big enough to weld on that. I don't know exactly what the ID is on that. But anyway, so far it's coming in. I've got a couple little dents here that I need to pull. I think if I pull out on this some here, it'll release some tension on it and let it go back in. So basically what I've been doing is I've just been going behind it with a dolly and a hammer and trying to hammer some of these big ass dents back in. And it's pulling it in. So I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish dialing these out and see how much it's drawn it back in, and then maybe get somebody inside the bed and somebody on the outside of the bed and kind of push in on it. I could push in on it, but it's on rollers, so the only way I could do that is have somebody behind me holding the bed while I push in on it. I think if I push in on it, it'll straighten right back out without having to do too much work to it. But I am going to finish getting these dents hammered in as good as I can. This is the front of the bed, you know, something nobody's never going to see, but I do want to try to get it as good as I can. And I'm going to shoot some primer on it, and I'm going to paint it. Then I'm going to go out to the truck, and I'm going to fix that one little spot on the cab corner, and shoot the back of the truck, the back of the cab, excuse me. Anyway, shoot the back of the cab and get this bed back on. Also, I have to go out and clean up on some of the frame. I don't know if I showed you the frame on this or not before. Got a lot of scale on it, but nothing's rusted through. I've went over it pretty good and checked it out. So I'm just going to take a wire wheel, clean it up as best as I can, and then I'm going to shoot some bed liner on it. Hopefully that'll seal it all in. Get the bed back on, get the back painted. That way I can get the whole truck into the garage and work on it in there this winter on and off. My Cutlass looks like it's got a flat tire or something, man. What the hell? Yeah. And also, I want to get back on this winter. I'm going to pull the bed, excuse me, going to pull the body up off the frame, fix all the rust in the body, finish welding up the rear end on it, the rear frame wells anyway. They're just basically tacked in. It's going to be a lot easier to work on this car if I just get it up off the frame, set the body up on some stands, and I can fix every bit of the rust, go through there and make all new panels, everything for it. So yeah, that's what we're doing, man. At GasAlley Garage is what's happening. And I done put the video out about the door, so I got to get it changed. I'm not going to worry about changing it at the moment. I'm still debating on whether I want to go ahead and paint the door before I put it on, or just wait till I put it on and then paint it with the rest of the truck. So yeah. Alright guys, we're back. It's a few days later. I've still got some more welding to do on that patch over there on the side of the bed. But right now, I've been mainly just trying to straighten this front of this bed out. I've been hammering and dialing a lot of the dents and shit, and it's drawn it in quite a bit. I'm gonna go ahead and try to get as many of these dents pushed out as I can and flattened out as I can. It has drawn it in as light just from what hammering I've done so far. So yeah, like I said, I've got that patch piece in there. I've got it tacked up in there pretty good. I'll go back later on and finish it. Right now I just want to get the front of this bed finished, get some primer on it, paint on it, then go out to the truck to fix that little spot there in the corner of the cab and paint the back of the cab. That way I can put the bed back on. Also, I've got to go up underneath this thing and wire wheel, you know, a lot of crud and rust and everything off, and then I'm going to undercoat it. Same with the frame on the truck. So yeah, that's basically what we're doing today. So let me get at her, man, and we'll get some shit done. Right now my hands are so sore from hammering on this. I went from here, and I've gotten about right in here so far, and I've been working on it about an hour or so. I still got a couple of little spots here that I've missed. I'm going to go over it, and I'm going to try to straighten it out the best I can. I mean, the bed's in, you know, pretty rough shape. Not rust-wise, just it's been beat up. So I'm going to try to straighten it out as best I can. Get some primer on it, paint it, the front anyways at the moment, and get it back on the truck. That way I get the whole truck in here, and I can commence the sanding on it and getting it and fixing any little imperfections and shit on the body before I can paint it. I was hoping to have this done before winter got here, but shit happens, and it's not done. So, excuse me. But anyway, it might take the whole winter before I'm done, you know. I just can't say, because there's just always something coming up and keeping me from coming out here and working on this. So, okay, let's get on this thing and get the hammering and get this straightened out, get it done so I can get the